The Republican Party has an outreach problem. This statement is both true and frequently repeated in the age of President Trump, most recently after women, minorities, and young people voted for Democrats in large numbers in Virginia, New Jersey, and a number of local elections. But if you look closer, Republicans have an even more pressing inreach problem. Its leadership and governing class have little credibility with the base. They have failed to accomplish much that rank-and-file GOP voters recognized as important for over a decade, and now many of those voters are behaving increasingly reckless in an attempt to register their protest. It wasn't long ago that Republican primary voters faithfully followed the dreaded party establishment's lead. Some conservatives would flirt with a Herman Cain or a Michele Bachmann, the former Minnesota congresswoman. Eventually, however, they would take their cues from the top, nominating George H.W. Bush, Bob Dole, George W. Bush, John McCain, and Mitt Romney as they were politely told. As late as the second Bush presidency, Republicans as liberal as former Pennsylvania Senator Arlen Specter and former Rhode Island Governor Lincoln Chafee could win primaries against well-qualified conservative primary challengers. Today, a Specter or a Chafee would probably lose to a rodeo clown. The dawn of the Tea Party looked like it might be the beginning of a more discriminating Republican primary electorate. Candidates would be judged by their policies and principles, not their length of service or the R next to their names on the ballot. Nor would these candidates all be carbon copies of one another, despite their fiscally and socially conservative common ground. You could find libertarian skeptics of foreign military adventurism like Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, articulate neoconservative-leaning Republicans like Sens. Marco Rubio of Florida or Ben Sasse of Nebraska, studious sticklers for the Constitution like Senator Mike Lee of Utah, rabble-rousers of the right like Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Faster than you could say Christine O'Donnell, it became clear that this movement was susceptible to quixotic political crusades and vulnerable to grifters. And while conventional Republicans winning their primaries remained the norm, what started out as an effort to make the party more discriminating began to resemble an indiscriminate anger. It's not clear that even the handiwork of Beltway conservative policy entrepreneurs addressed the concerns of the grassroots. It certainly did not excite them. Conservative elites were more dedicated to free markets than the people they tried to represent, and arguably less concerned about the downsides of globalism and multiculturalism.